Hello, welcome to another video. As you see, I am on a pretty cool background. I decided to experiment a little bit. Also, I really want to try this. I'm still getting this. Alright. Isn't this sick? Anyways, time to tell you of experiences of camps. When I had my first, we had a field trip in 6th grade where we went to go to science camp. The field trip was pretty nice. I drove on a bus, etc., etc., etc. And then we were there. Me and Sam and me and my best friend Sam ended up together in the same cabin. However, I was separated from my brother, and I ended up basically in an entirely different group. It was, sadly, the loudest group that you have ever been, and I had to sleep in the same room as these people for a week. I got the top bunk, we all had cabin mate people, and everything was fun. And I had another lunch table where I had to sit with a few probably random people, but it wasn't as bad. Anyways, we also had a nice little I had desserts. Desserts. Speaking of the desserts, if you got punished, you got these little strike thingies. I forgot the name, but it's still good. Anyways, what am I doing? All right. Anyways, anyways, when we did do all this, how do you? Okay, when we did do this, we sort of had. We also had some pretty cool things going on. I didn't get any strikes currently, but one person did, and then they just got the dessert taken away, but then they didn't. It's a very confusing thing. And then one day we had a little activity where we had nights. This is why everyone's teeth were sounding at that moment, because a few people were scared of being alone in the night. It wasn't really that scary, really. Looks like my very brain when I fry. Anyways, when this did happen, when this did happen, oh, anyways, when this did happen, it wasn't really that scary. And we had this cool gaga ball thing which we did, where we took tiny breaks from our activities and food to just hang out. I didn't really hang out with my friends during this moment, or my brother. Ironically, my brother and a bunch of other of our friends ended up on the other side of the same cabin. You see, take this home button menu for a cabin. I was on this side and Tyler was on that side. And it was really fun. Just a little recap, we had a night. It wasn't really scary. I don't know what everyone else was doing. But I also got to eat rock pop thingabobs. I forgot the name. When the time did come, oh, it looks like a movie. As for credits, when the time did come, we officially just did stuff. Yeah, this is all off script, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Visually, it was cold, very, very cold. My face looked like that sometimes. And there's a moment where my face looks like this. Me. Or this. Or this. My face looked like this, shocked, in one moment. 'Cause when we were at night, everyone was being really loud. There was this one kid named Alex who caused a lot of trouble. And he didn't even know what he was doing. He was like, he said he answered questions that were just insane. I was on the top bunk, and everyone was driving me and Sam insane. Alex did some really freaky stuff. I'm not even sure. I don't want to recall. Just don't ask. And when they did end, boom, it was pain-making. I was really mad by him, but I eventually forgave him. Then, basically, then came the more night activities. I had to take a shower in the same room as these people. Well, not technically, people had it worse. Another cabin group of the girls had to go to some shower room house thingamabob. Shower house, I guess. And that must have what uh uh and that must have been really painful. But I removed. We had one activity where we climbed some walls, thrown some axes, and I did surprisingly good. But for some reason, there was this kid named Jackson. Jackson was like, imagine Grog and Steve. Imagine mixing those two together and getting the most powerful thing alive. Now make him a 12-year-old. That's basically what Jackson is. Or Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. And he climbed. And there was this kid named Brennan. Yeah, basic person. He climbed this wall rock climbing and beat Jackson. It wasn't like a race, and they were in separate classes. Brennan was in mine, and everyone saw him just do it. And soon, everyone was cheering for him, like this, see? But the time had come. In fact, I actually had some pretty good fun. But me and Sam really didn't spend a lot of time. I was busy doing my own Sam and me didn't spend a lot of time. I was busy doing my own goofy off thing, while Sam was doing his thing. Sam's not really the social person. So, yeah. We did sit next to each other on the bus ride home. There was this talent show thing, which our entire club was going to do. Our entire cabin mates. We all did something that taught people a lesson. Blah blah blah, game fair, yada yada yada. But the time had come where we had to leave. We did some dancing things, we did a few other stuff. It was all pretty fun. Then the ride home. Then I'd have to go to spring break. And I did. I saw my mom after 4 days of not seeing her, or 3 days, I don't know. But then comes the other camp. You see, my dad, being my usual dad, wanted to sign me and my brother into stuff. He wants us to do jujitsu, but no. Just no. My brother was put into a basketball camp, which my brother plays football usually, and I was put into a YouTube thing camp. In fact, I'm actually in this camp right now. Mom had took the entire week off just to drive us there. She picked up Ty, and our friends were there. She did me. I was in a closet to record my last video, etc., etc., etc. And of course, yeah, this is the story that is still not finished because I, because I am still here, still still here. In fact, I'm literally inside of this place as we're speaking. Been a wondrous journey doing this, and I really hope that this will help me with YouTube. So I'm crossing over directly to you. This is the end. So if you want, here's for the credits. So I barely edited this, and I also have some stuff that you everything was made by me and released originally. The Code Lab story also happened. So, yippee! This background thing I did was made. The background that I've been using for this video, which is not a background, is made by. This is something that you can access on it.io, which remakes the Switch 2 UI and is made by Toxisquid. I can't pronounce that. Anyways, yes, I hope to post more videos of the time I have. Anyways, let's leave you with. Enjoy the next video. Get wiggled.